Imagine stepping into the silent darkness of a cave, your footsteps echoing softly as you move deeper into the unknown. The air is cool and heavy with the scent of earth and stone. Suddenly, your flashlight reveals a deliberate mark on the wall, an ancient engraving left by a human ancestor nearly 1,000,000 years ago. In that moment, you are not just an observer, but a witness to a message sent across the vast gulf of time. This recent discovery has stunned archaeologists and historians alike, pushing back the origins of art and creativity far beyond what we believed possible. It's a revelation that shakes the very foundations of our understanding of early humans, suggesting that the spark of imagination ignited much earlier than we ever dared to dream. These engravings, possibly made by Homo erectus, challenge the long-held idea that only Homo sapiens created symbolic art. The lines and shapes carved into the stone are not random. They are intentional, purposeful, and deeply meaningful. They hint at a mind capable of abstract thought, of seeing the world not just as it is, but as it could be represented. These findings force us to reconsider the roots of human imagination and the complexity of our ancient ancestors. What drove them to create? Was it a desire to communicate, to record their presence, or perhaps to connect with something greater than themselves? Each new discovery adds another layer to the story of who we are and where we come from. When we look at these ancient lines, we glimpse a mind reaching beyond mere survival, striving to leave a mark on the world. These engravings are more than just scratches on stone. They are the earliest echoes of creativity, the first steps on a journey that would one day lead to language, music, and art as we know it. This is not just a scientific find, it's a direct connection to our distant past. It's a reminder that the urge to create, to express, and to communicate is woven into the very fabric of what it means to be human. Standing before these marks, we are united with those who came before us, separated by millennia, but joined by a shared spark of creativity. The cave walls, once silent, now whisper stories from the dawn of consciousness. They speak of curiosity, of wonder, and of the first flickers of imagination that would shape the course of human history. These marks invite us to question what it meant to be human so long ago. What hopes, fears, and dreams did our ancestors carry with them as they etched their stories into stone? In their art, we find not just evidence of their existence, but a mirror reflecting our own need to understand and be understood. They remind us that the urge to create is as old as humanity itself, a timeless thread connecting us to the very dawn of our species and a testament to the enduring power of imagination. Cave art is humanity's oldest visual language, symbols, images, and abstractions left on stone walls. These ancient markings are more than just pictures. They are the earliest evidence of our desire to communicate, to tell stories, and to make sense of the world around us. Long before written language, our ancestors used cave walls as their canvas, expressing ideas and emotions that still resonate today. While famous sites like Lascaux and Altamira showcase lifelike animals, cave art is much more than that. These breathtaking images of bison, horses, and deer reveal not only artistic skill, but also a deep connection to the natural world. The artists captured movement, spirit, and detail, suggesting a profound respect for the creatures they depicted. It includes hand stencils, geometric signs, and mysterious shapes, many deep within caves, far from daily life. These abstract forms, dots, lines, spirals, and grids, hint at symbolic meanings we may never fully understand. The placement of these images, often in the darkest, most hidden chambers, suggests they held special significance. These markings were likely part of rituals or spiritual practices, not just decoration. Some researchers believe they were used in ceremonies to ensure a successful hunt, to honor ancestors, or to connect with the spirit world. The act of creating art in such remote, challenging locations may have been a journey in itself, an experience filled with meaning and purpose. The act of creating and viewing this art was intentional, perhaps sacred. Imagine the flicker of torchlight illuminating the walls, the careful preparation of pigments, and the sense of awe as images emerged from the stone. For those early artists, this was likely a powerful, transformative experience. Cave art is a window into ancient minds, a record of beliefs and experiences. Each painting and engraving offers clues about how our ancestors saw themselves, their environment, and the mysteries of existence. Through these images, we glimpse their hopes, fears, and dreams. Each mark, from a simple line to a complex mural, is a fragment of a lost world. These remnants remind us that creativity and imagination are fundamental to what it means to be human, stretching back tens of thousands of years. Understanding cave art means trying to see the world as our ancestors did. It challenges us to interpret symbols and stories from a distant past, to bridge the gap between then and now, and to appreciate the origins of human expression. It's about connecting with the origins of creativity and meaning, a journey that continues to inspire wonder and curiosity in us all. The discovery of art, nearly 1 million years old, is revolutionary. Until now, we thought only Homo sapiens made art, starting around 40,000 years ago. But these ancient engravings, likely by Homo erectus, shatter that narrative. They reveal that creativity and symbolic thought began much earlier in our evolution. This forces us to rethink what it means to be human and blurs the line between us and our ancestors. The desire to create may be a deeply rooted part of our lineage, not a sudden leap. Scientists are now re-examining old evidence, searching for more signs of early symbolic behavior. This find is a paradigm shift, reminding us that human history is always being rewritten. Each new discovery expands our understanding of our origins. The search for the world's oldest art takes us on a journey far beyond the famous painted caves of Europe. It leads us deep into the heart of Africa, to places like Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, a site that has quietly witnessed the passage of countless generations. Here, in the arid expanse of the Kalahari, the landscape itself seems to hold secrets from a distant past, waiting to be uncovered. Within the cool darkness of Wonderwork Cave, archaeologists have discovered engraved lines on ironstone rocks. These markings, astonishingly, date back nearly 800,000 years. They may represent the oldest known art ever found, simple, deliberate lines that hint at a mind capable of abstract thought and creative expression, long before modern humans walked the earth. The cave's deep layers reveal a long and continuous history of human occupation. These ancient marks are not random scratches, but intentional engravings, likely made by Homo erectus. Their presence here gives us a rare glimpse into the cognitive world of our distant ancestors. Wonderwork Cave was more than just a shelter from the elements. It was a place of gathering, of ritual, and perhaps even of storytelling. A space where early humans may have shared knowledge, memories, and meaning through marks left on stone. Far to the east, on the island of Java in Indonesia, a zigzag pattern carved on a freshwater shell over 500,000 years ago reveals that this creative impulse was not unique to Africa. The urge to make marks, to leave a trace, was widespread among early humans and their relatives. These discoveries, separated by thousands of miles and hundreds of thousands of years, prove that the origins of art are not confined to one region or one group. Instead, they are part of a much broader, interconnected story of human creativity. As Homo erectus and other early humans spread across continents, so too did their capacity for symbolic expression. The migration routes they followed became pathways for the exchange of ideas, skills, and perhaps even early forms of culture. These simple marks, lines, zigzags, and patterns are the first stories ever told. They are evidence of minds reaching beyond mere survival, striving to communicate, to remember, and to imagine. These ancient artifacts shift our perspective from a Eurocentric view of art history to a truly global story of creativity and innovation. They remind us that the spark of imagination was shared by many, across continents and millennia. The oldest art may appear humble, just a few lines on stone or shell, but its significance is profound. It marks the dawn of human imagination, the very beginning of our shared story. Creating this ancient art required ingenuity and patience. Early artists used sharp stones as engraving tools, carefully incising lines into softer rock surfaces. Each mark was deliberate, demanding skill and intention. The process was physically demanding, requiring consistent pressure and planning. These engravings weren't accidental. They were the result of conscious effort. The choice of location, permanent cave walls, suggests a desire for lasting impact. No pigments were used. The art relied on line, shadow, and texture. Flickering firelight would animate the grooves, creating a dynamic visual effect. With the simplest tools, early humans created meaning and beauty. Their resourcefulness and creativity laid the groundwork for all later art. The earliest art is abstract, parallel lines, zigzags, and crosshatching, not animals or people. These marks may have been early symbols, a form of notation, or even proto-writing. Some believe they tracked time, mapped resources, or marked territory. Others suggest they represent visions from altered states, linked to ritual or shamanic practices. The true meaning is lost, but the precision and repetition show they mattered deeply. These marks could have strengthened social bonds or signified group identity. They are not random. They are the first evidence of symbolic thought. The urge to create meaning beyond survival began here. These lines are humanity's first steps toward understanding itself. This discovery transforms our view of early humans like Homo erectus. They were not just survivors, but thinkers with creative minds. Making abstract art shows a capacity for symbolism and complex thought. Engraving a zigzag is an act of imagination, creating something that exists only in the mind. This ability to manipulate symbols is the foundation of language and culture. Art is a social act. Skills and meanings had to be shared and taught. These marks point to the existence of early traditions and collective memory. The creative spark is what led to all human achievements. Our ancestors were more thoughtful and creative than we ever imagined. The impulse to create connects us to 1,000,000 years of human history. Comparing the oldest engravings to later cave paintings is like comparing a single note to a symphony. The earliest art is abstract and minimal, lines and zigzags scratched into stone or shell. Its power lies in its simplicity and the leap it represents. Later, Homo sapiens created lifelike animal murals with pigments, mastering form and color. These paintings celebrated the animal world and showed advanced techniques. The evolution from simple engraving to complex painting marks a dramatic shift. Yet both forms of art were made in special hidden places, likely for ritual or symbolic reasons. Abstract symbols persisted, even as naturalistic art flourished. The creative impulse remained the same, making marks that held meaning. The journey from line to mural is the story of human imagination unfolding. This million-year-old art is more than a relic. It's a story about the origins of imagination. The need to create and find meaning is deeply rooted in our species. When we admire art today, we continue a tradition that began with a simple line on stone. These discoveries connect us to our distant ancestors, showing they were thinkers and creators like us. Our complex cultures are built on the foundations they laid. This shared heritage unites us as humans. The story of ancient art reminds us that history is full of surprises and new discoveries. By listening to these ancient voices, we gain perspective on our own lives. Art is not a luxury. It's a fundamental human need, echoing across 1,000,000 years.